I want to welcome everybody to tonight's Viva call about prosperity, prosperity for both your health, your wellness. And Viva actually means longevity in Spanish. And that really is what this whole business about Viva is about. And that is about longevity. And longevity, very specifically, that has to do with this Bama World Longevity Township. Here's a place where people naturally have lived, and the average age of these people is like in the high 90s, low hundreds, and they live to very, very old ages. And the reason they do is because of all these factors that you see here: the light, the air, the water, the magnetism of the earth, and the nutritional food they have there. You'll see 100-year-old people expressing themselves and living like they're in their 40s and 50s. It is one of the most incredible experiences to see these people and see what they do. Well, our technology is all based on this concept of the Bama Longevity Township. One of the first things that we want to focus on, of course, is that of the wave therapy. And what we're talking about here is what's called the terahertz frequency wave. You have some that are below and some that are above that. But what they have found is they found out that in the 1980s, when they were in NASA, they found that this frequency was the one frequency that did not hurt astronauts. All these other ones had an impact negatively on some factor within the body, but the terahertz one didn't have a negative impact. And even they studied this and studied it, and finally Thomas Goodwin, a PhD NASA scientist, found out that this terahertz wave field actually has a very productive effect upon cells by helping them regenerate, recover, and repair. Well, that, and you can see here by these slides of what he was able to prove that this frequency actually does to our bodies. So terahertz was first really coming to its own in 2004 when the technology was known as one of the top 10 technologies. 2005, Japan classified it as one of the 10 key strategic objectives for their nation. And then in 2005, also, China held a special technology conference. And in that conference, they set some guidelines. And even in through 2014, they now have 100 experts and scholars all gathering together for this science and technology each year to go through and take a look at what this terahertz wave has done for people. So really, what we call it here in America is the wave of life, right? It's known in Japan as the light of life. And in China, they call it, interestingly enough, God's wave band. Now, here's what you need to understand is because of this frequency, it passes through all non-conducting materials. In other words, materials that are not biological matter, it just passes right through them. And here's the device that you use to help enhance your body's health. There's 4 really incredible parts about the power and features of this V-Power terahertz device. The first one I think it's important to understand is the penetration that comes from this. When you use this device, it penetrates 20 to 30 centimeters, which translates about 10, even 8 to 12 inches into the body. Now, obviously, that's going to penetrate almost everybody's body all the way through, but even a bigger body, it can still get around in both the front and back and sides to touch every part of the interior of that body and help it with being able to clear up what we call blockage. Now, blockage is simply what? Inflammation. Inflammation is the essence of all disease. It is because of inflammation that disease happens. So one of the key features here is it has the ability to decrease that inflammation. It does a number of different ways by exciting these cells within our body, even to the point where, for instance, in your cardiovascular system, this helps to generate a thing called nitrous oxide, which helps, again, to start unblocking and moving material through blood, through your arteries, and helps your body to be able to work in a healthier manner. So here's the really cool thing about it. It has so many features to it. It removes the blood impurities. If you're into acupuncture, this stimulates those acupuncture points. Obviously, using it improves the blood circulation because of how it affects those cells, improves your metabolism. And that is one of the first things you need to do on your way to having a healthy weight in your body, and enhances your ability to heal. Why? Because again, it helps with reducing that inflammation, and it unlocks and unblocks meridian points. What they found is, after doing 100 clinical studies on this through that research institute in China, they found that it had an impact on inflammation, all kinds of health quality parts of your life, malignant tumors, even viruses, diabetes, brain function, lymph nodes, skin. This has had so many impacts on so much of the body. And because our body actually is on a wavelength, and all our cells operate on a wavelength, that is why we can activate our cells by using the terahertz frequencies. It resonates at what the body does, and because of that, it's doing hundreds of millions of vibrations per second. This, in combination with what the Chinese use, is their Chinese meridian therapy. But here in the United States, we have what's called cytology technology, and that means the study of the vibration of each of our cells and how we can use that vibration to help us to live a healthier life, and also help to solve disease problems within the body. So every cell in your body is a battery, really. You can charge it, optimize it, and activate it by using this technology. The other thing that terahertz does, because of this vibration that it sends out, it impacts the growth of abnormal or mutated cells so that it can slow that down, and even in some cases, stop it. This is a very important point. And I am using this for some of that in my own life. It also stimulates stem cells. And so what the great way to use this is up and down the spine of your body. And you can see where your spine taps into every organ in your body. And by doing this, it helps stimulate all those organs. And not only that, it also has the fourth feature of being very safe. In other words, it's been tested for radiation. It has zero radiation, zero ultraviolet coming out of it. This truly is in that range where it's a device that I kind of think is, for me, a miracle kind of device, because I can't see it. It just seems like, wow, this works, and it's working on me. I have my own personal testimonial of using it on my back for some problems that I have. I have a girlfriend that I have used it on her for her neuropathy, and it's done just incredible things to help reduce our inflammation and completely take away our personal pain that we have. Now, here's the way you should use it. Drink 2 glasses of warm water, and then use it on all these different areas, or use it in one area, however it is you need to. And then when you're done, drink 2 more glasses of water. Why is that? Because that helps to circulate the body and remove some of those toxins. Now, there are 8 benefits to this V-Power device. First, it eliminates unhealthy cells. How does it do that? Well, again, it resonates at the power that resonates with an active cell. So you see, the second thing it does, it activates inert cells, which means the cells that are not healthy, it's not going to activate them. It's actually going to cause them to leave the system. Third thing it does, it increases self-healing ability, again, because you're getting the flow of blood through the body. It clears the meridian and lymph node points in the body. Those are really important in your lymph glands to be able to clear those. The fifth thing it does, it improves microcirculation. What is microcirculation? Well, you can think of that as those areas of your sexual function. And that helps with that microcirculation in a very big way. And I can give a testimony to that it works. It regulates the glands. Again, that's, you find lots of glands throughout your body, but some of the most important ones we have are those that regulate our sexual function. The seventh thing it does, removes all excess body fluid. And it does this, again, by circulating through the body, clearing out those lymph nodes, clearing out blockages in the body. And because it does that, it improves our blood circulation. Now, what's it not recommended for? Well, you can see attorneys have come in here and said all kinds of things, but here's the truth. I not only have a stent in my heart, I have a object implanted in me. It's a pacemaker of all things, and I use it. I just don't put it right on the pacemaker. That doesn't make any sense to do that, but I use it on the rest of my body. If you have contacts, you wouldn't want to do it on your eyes because it would dry them eyeballs out. And so you want to be aware of those kind of things, and to use it with some thought, and when you're using it to be able to enhance your body. Now, what's it like? What is it equal to? Well, really, 1 minute of a terahertz therapy is equal to 40 minutes of a massage, right? 10 minutes of acupuncture, 20 of cupping. Every kind of therapy that we use for our bodies to increase circulation and help our bodies to heal, this is worth multiple times in value to use this type of therapy. And I want you to think of it really as an investment. Don't think of this as an expense, because what you're trying to do and what you actually are doing is you are getting a modern wellness treatment. This is not a traditional drug treatment. So you're trying to use prevention now so you don't have to use a cure later. And it all comes down to resonance, creates vibration, and vibration regenerates cells and increases cellular energy. We know this from our basic study in school. Energy is the building block of all matter. And how does this device work? Well, you can see here, it's got the filter cage. It's got this intelligent electronic control management system that runs everything within it. It's got titanium blades that are blowers that blow out. It's got this digital motor, and then it passes through the pulse modulation, and also through a crystal, a glass crystal with the crystal concentrator. And then you can see when you're using it, this little red light comes out and shows you exactly where this blower is hitting on the body, so you can know exactly what you're doing. And here's a picture of it from the outside, right? This is the V-Power, and you click it. It's got 4 different settings. One's off, and then the first one is low heat and high blower, and that's the one I like to use when I'm just doing it myself. The next one is high heat and high blower. I just honestly never use it. It's too hot for me. And then or low blower and high heat. And the third one is the one I use the most, high heat, high blower. And that one really helps to resonate with the body and make it be able to find its ability to really sense what's happening to you and get the full impact of this terahertz wave into your body. The human body really is a field of energy. You know, we've seen so much of this testing over the years. In the 70s, they were just learning about it. In the 80s, they were beginning to prove it. In the 90s, they proved that the body is nothing but an energy field. Everything in us is just all made up of energy. And so it proved to be true what Einstein said: the future of medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. And you are on the cutting edge here today with the Viiva V-Power terahertz device.